Tonight I'm going to talk to you about something that is inspirational, creative, possibly gives you a jolt of joy and some food for thought. This is reading and writing poetry. This is something that I have just started doing in the last couple of years, and I wanted to share that with you. There's a couple of words that I want you to remember: create, express, communicate, and connect. Create, express, communicate, and connect. Okay, in the first part of when you're writing poetry, you are creating, you are expressing yourself. You are choosing words that make you want to write them down, record them, put them in a format that you can go back and look at, and possibly revise them. In this way, you're expressing your thoughts and ideas. You are validating what you feel. A lot of us go around with thoughts and ideas in our mind, and we don't know what to do with them. But I found that putting them down on paper helps us maybe make some decisions in life. So that's one thing. The second thing is communicating. When we write down our ideas, we are communicating. We are choosing words that we might not have thought we would ever use. We are choosing words, we're putting words together in ways that we might never have thought about doing when we're speaking. So writing is a totally different form than speaking, but we're using language in a specific way. At this point, I would like to read a poem by Derek Walcott, who uses metaphors. A lot of times we don't think of using these terms when we're speaking, but when we're writing, we want to use words in various interesting ways. So this poem here, I'll put my glasses on. This is a part of a poem, and he uses a lot of metaphors. Black is the beauty of the brightest day. Black's the circumference around her rings that radiate from black invisibly. Black is the music which her round mouth sings. Black is the backcloth on which diadems shine. Now, you might not think that he's actually talking about the moon because he's using the word black a lot. We don't think of the moon as being black. So he is a famous poet, and that was a good example of metaphor. He's known for his metaphorical writing. The next part is connecting. When we read and write poetry, we're connecting with other people. If you read poetry, you are connecting with people. You could be reading poems from people from all over the world. And you'd be surprised how much things you have in common. In this way, you get a glimpse of other people's lives, just like as if you were reading an autobiography. So at this point, I would like to read to you a poet by the name of Rumi, who is a very well-known poet in the United States today, but he lived hundreds of years ago. And I'm just going to read an excerpt from one of his poems. This is something that I keep that I think is very beautiful. It starts out, "Friend, we're traveling together. Throw off your tiredness. Let me show you one tiny spot of the beauty that cannot be spoken. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and out beyond ideas of right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there." So, to me, his writing just really gets to my soul, and I think a lot of people here in the United States can relate to that. So that is a really good example of connecting. He connects to everybody. And he lived hundreds of years ago, but he's still well known today. And the third, the other part that I wanted to talk about is, I wanted to read a poem by Robert Frost, who is an American poet. And this is called Joy. Now, Carl Sandburg is a famous poet from the 20th century. He's from Chicago. And he is also somebody who writes about our everyday needs. Joy, let a joy keep you. Reach out your hands and take it when it runs by, as the Apache dancer clutches his woman. I have seen them live long and laugh loud, sent on singing, singing, smashed to the heart, under the ribs, with a terrible love. Joy always. Let joy kill you. Keep away from the little deaths. To me, that's a very beautiful poem. And in conclusion, I just want to say that I hope that this little glimpse of what I've been doing might influence you to want to read some poetry.